I was very active in high school. I played hockey and football, ran about 10 miles a day, and I came out of high school, worked in a factory for a very short length of time, and then I went to work for my dad at a desk job, working probably 15 to 18 hours a day. There was no time to exercise, and I shot up from a 175 weight was my playing weight to 350 pounds. I knew that I had a problem, but I really wasn't able to do a lot about it with the amount of hours I was working. I was already married. I got married right out of high school, had a family early on, so there wasn't a whole lot of time for me to do anything about it. I was working 3 jobs actually. So I ended up in the hospital. They informed me at that point I was a type 2 diabetic due to the extra weight. And that was at an early age. I was 22 years old. And as you know, most type 2 diabetes doesn't onset till later on in life. Yes, of course, as I researched weight loss surgery, there were obstacles. The first obstacle was I wanted to make sure that my diabetes doctor agreed with that. And then second of all, it's kind of a pride issue. I was an athlete, and I thought, if other people can lose weight and can do it on their own, that surely I can do it. So I just began to push myself harder and prolong what really needed to be done. My wife all along was very supportive from the beginning. She wanted me to do this 3 or 4 years ago. Even though I'm a self-pay patient, my insurance doesn't cover it, even with all the benefits that come out of the surgery. We had to pay for it, and my wife said, whatever it takes to make you healthy again and move forward in your life, I'm all for that. I live near hospitals in northern Kentucky that could do the surgery, but I wanted it done by the best that I could possibly find. And through my research and the number of surgeries that Dr. Rodriguez has done, he definitely was the right choice. I made an appointment, I met with him, and he was just so very thorough. My feeling on a lot of the doctors I've seen is they don't care. You're being processed, and a lot of times you go in and you forgot to mention that you're there for your toe, but you wanted to talk about your throat, and it's like a huge inconvenience. Well, with Dr. Rodriguez, you could talk about anything, and he would gladly answer your questions. I came off of the operating table a non-insulin diabetic. Non-insulin. Day one, without losing the first pound. When I checked out of the hospital, there was no insulin. There was no medicines, no high blood pressure. That's instantaneous. The weight loss, I love it. It's a bonus, but the primary objective was to try to kill this life-debilitating disease called diabetes. I have not taken an insulin shot. I have not taken anything for my high blood pressure. Not one pill, not one medication. That's the win. After the surgery, first of all, my energy has boosted quite a bit. I just returned from a vacation from Gatlinburg. I went on a huge zip line, the biggest zip line in North America. I would have never done that. We rode the zip line. I rode every roller coaster at Dollywood. I went hiking up in the National Forest. I'm planning a hiking trip in 2 weeks with my son, and it's not a moderate, it's a strenuous hike. And this is the improvement. If I knew 10 years ago that even if I had to work 9 jobs to do it, it was worth it, I would have done it 10 years ago.